Welcome, listener, to audiobook summary of 365 Ways to Live the Law of Attraction by Meera Lester. Introduction. Welcome, listeners, to this audiobook summary of 365 Ways to Live the Law of Attraction by Meera Lester, a transformative guide that promises to unlock the power of your thoughts to shape your reality. Imagine a life where your deepest desires, whether for love, wealth, health, or spiritual growth, manifest effortlessly, drawn to you like a magnet. This is the essence of the law of attraction, a universal principle that asserts that what you think about most, you attract into your life, for better or worse. Meera Lester's book, published in 2009 by Adams Media, offers 365 practical, daily steps to harness this ancient teaching, blending insights from spirituality, psychology, and practical wisdom to help you create the life you've always dreamed of. We'll explore the core ideas of the book, diving deep into its chapters to uncover how you can change your perception, train your mind, activate your inner power, and transform your life. Whether you're new to the law of attraction or a seasoned practitioner, Lester's accessible and inspiring approach provides a roadmap to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the universe's infinite possibilities. So, settle in. Open your mind, and let's embark on this exploration of how to live the law of attraction every day of the year. Understanding the law of attraction. Let's begin with the foundation of Lester's teachings, laid out in the early chapters of the book. The law of attraction, as Lester explains, is an ancient principle with roots stretching back thousands of years, possibly to the dawn of human consciousness. Known by many names across cultures and spiritual traditions, it's the idea that like attracts like. Your thoughts, charged with emotion, act as a magnet, drawing experiences, people, and objects into your life. Whether it's the joy of a new relationship or the fear of financial struggle, what you focus on most intensely is what you manifest. Lester introduces the law through historical and modern lenses. She references ancient texts, like the Hindu Upanishads, which speak of prana, the life-sustaining energy that permeates all things, including thought. She also points to modern pioneers like Wallace Wattles, who wrote The Science of Getting Rich in 1910, and Norman Vincent Peale, whose power of positive thinking emphasized focused thought as a tool for success. These thinkers, along with contemporary figures like Esther and Jerry Hicks and Rhonda Byrne, author of The Secret, have brought the law of attraction into mainstream awareness. The book outlines the mechanics of the law in simple terms. Clarity, emotion, and gratitude are the keys to manifestation. First, you must be clear about what you want. Vague wishes won't do. Specificity is crucial. Second, you energize your desire with vivid visualization and positive emotions, believing it's already yours. Finally, you express gratitude for what you have and what's coming, creating a receptive state that allows the universe to deliver. Lester warns that the law is unbiased. It doesn't judge whether your thoughts are positive or negative. Fearful thoughts about debt or illness can manifest just as easily as hopeful thoughts about abundance or health. One of the most empowering insights is that anyone can use the law of attraction. It doesn't require a specific belief system or spiritual affiliation. Whether you're an atheist, a devout believer, or somewhere in between, the law responds to your thoughts and feelings. Lester encourages listeners to let go of negative patterns, focus on positive outcomes, and trust that anything is possible. She illustrates this with practical advice, like using your imagination as a tool to visualize your desires and creating a mental vacuum by clearing clutter, both physical and emotional, to make space for new possibilities. Training your mind. Moving deeper into the book, Lester dedicates a chapter to training your mind, a critical step in mastering the law of attraction. Your mind, she explains, is a restless entity, prone to jumping from thought to thought. To harness its power, you must learn to focus. Meditation, visualization, and deliberate intention are tools to calm the mind and direct its energy toward your goals. Lester introduces the concept of thought as energy, drawing on scientific and spiritual traditions. She explains that thoughts produce psychic energy, akin to the Hindu concept of prana or the Chinese concept of qi, which permeates the universe and influences outcomes. This energy can be directed inward for personal healing or outward to create something new, like a business or a work of art. The book emphasizes that thoughts are not just abstract ideas. They're tangible forces that can be felt and that linger in objects and places, as seen in sacred sites charged with the energy of enlightened beings. To train your mind, Lester offers practical steps, such as the 6 basic steps of manifesting. Clear your mind of negativity, set a clear intention, expect and believe in the outcome, visualize it vividly, express gratitude, and repeat these steps daily. She likens this process to exercise, noting that consistent practice strengthens your ability to manifest. Another powerful tool is symbolism. Lester suggests choosing a personal symbol, like a key, a lotus, or a magazine clipping of your dream car, to focus your intention. These symbols, whether drawn from dreams or cultural traditions, anchor your desire and remind you to stay aligned with your goal. Activating your power. Once your mind is trained, Lester guides you to activate your inner power, emphasizing the role of love, gratitude, and faith. Love, she argues, is a magnetizer, amplifying the energy of your thoughts. When you're in love, whether romantically, altruistically, or with your craft, your thoughts become charged with passion, making them more likely to manifest. Gratitude, too, is a cornerstone. Feeling grateful for what you have and what's coming creates a positive emotional state that attracts more abundance. Lester encourages you to get close to the source, a concept inspired by Wallace Wattles' idea of aligning with the infinite abundance of the universe. This source, whether you call it God, the divine, or universal consciousness, is always available, ready to provide what you need when you approach it with trust and clarity. She also addresses skeptics, acknowledging their concerns that the law of attraction lacks scientific proof or risks blaming victims for their misfortunes. Lester counters that positive thinking instills hope and courage, which are inherently valuable, even if the law's mechanisms aren't fully understood. Practical steps in this chapter include putting yourself in situations where your desires can manifest, like attending social events to meet a partner, and letting go of the need to control the timing. Lester uses the metaphor of planting a seed. Once you've sown your intention, trust the universe to nurture it. Patience, she reminds us, is a virtue, and the law works with momentum, sometimes instantly, sometimes over time, depending on the strength of your desire and clarity of your vision. Responding to critics. Lester doesn't shy away from the controversies surrounding the law of attraction. Critics argue it oversimplifies life's complexities, suggesting that victims of illness or tragedy attract their misfortunes. Others claim it's unprovable or preys on the vulnerable with promises of easy wealth. Lester responds by pointing to historical figures like Napoleon Hill, who interviewed titans like Andrew Carnegie to distill success principles that echo the law of attraction. Hill's formula, desire, faith, persistence, and positive emotion, aligns with Lester's teachings, reinforcing that the law isn't new but has been rebranded for modern audiences. She emphasizes that the law doesn't blame victims, but highlights the power of thought to shape outcomes. While not every event is directly caused by your thoughts, focusing on positive possibilities can shift your reality over time. Lester encourages sharing this perspective with skeptics, inviting them to consider the infinite potential available to all, as exemplified by stories of miraculous healings and unexpected prosperity. Expanding knowledge and practical applications. The heart of Lester's book lies in its practical applications, spread across chapters that guide you to expand your knowledge, access hidden wisdom, and apply the law in specific areas like health, wealth, relationships, and career. She encourages exploring spiritual traditions, like Hinduism, Buddhism, and Feng Shui, to deepen your understanding of the law's universal roots. For example, Feng Shui principles, such as clearing clutter and incorporating natural elements like water and wood, can enhance the flow of qi, aligning your environment with your intentions. Lester offers specific steps to improve health, such as visualizing a strong, vibrant body and replacing negative self-talk with affirmations of vitality. For wealth, she advises assessing your financial situation, creating a plan, and visualizing abundance while letting go of scarcity fears. In relationships, the law can attract a loving partner by focusing on positive traits and cultivating self-worth. Career success comes from aligning your passion with opportunity, using visualization to see yourself thriving in your dream job. A unique aspect is Lester's emphasis on spiritual growth. She explores practices like meditation, mantra recitation, and chakra alignment to access hidden wisdom and awaken Kundalini energy, a divine force believed to unlock higher consciousness. These practices, rooted in ancient traditions, elevate the law of attraction from a tool for material gain to a path for enlightenment, transforming your life and beyond. In the final chapters, Lester expands the scope of the law of attraction to transform not just your life, but the world around you. She encourages sharing your knowledge through teaching, community outreach, or inspiring the next generation. By empowering others, whether teens, seniors, or those struggling, you amplify the law's impact, creating a ripple effect of positive change. Lester also invites you to think globally, using collective visualization to manifest ecological change, peace, or solutions to social issues. She emphasizes interconnectedness, drawing on Buddhist principles of the Bodhisattva, who seeks enlightenment for the benefit of all. On a personal level, she urges you to live in the eternal now, where past, present, and future merge, allowing you to tap into infinite potential and awaken latent powers within. The book concludes with actionable steps to get started immediately. Set clear intentions, engage all your senses, write declarations of intent, clear mental and physical clutter, and trust your intuition. Lester stresses that every day offers a fresh opportunity to align with the law, making each moment the best it can be. Let's deep dive Step 1 to 365 in detail. Chapter 1: Steps you can take to change your perception. Aisha started with Step 1, an ancient teaching with many names. Lester's explanation of the law of attraction as a timeless principle, echoed in sayings like attracts like, resonated deeply. Aisha recalled her grandmother's words, "What you dwell on grows." Inspired, she decided to focus on her dream of becoming a graphic designer. She pinned inspiring artwork to her wall, trusting, as Lester suggested, that her thoughts could draw this reality closer. Next, Step 6, be aware of your thoughts hit home. Lester warned that fear-filled thoughts could manifest unwanted outcomes. Aisha recognized her habit of worrying about failure, picturing herself stuck in dead-end jobs. Following the book's advice, she replaced these thoughts with affirmations. "I am a talented designer, attracting creative opportunities." She felt lighter, as if releasing a burden, and soon noticed a freelance gig pop up on her social feed. A small but tangible shift. Step 10. Your imagination is a powerful tool sparked Aisha's creativity. Lester emphasized that vivid mental imagery accelerates manifestation. Aisha began visualizing herself in a vibrant studio, sketching designs for major brands. She imagined the feel of her stylus, the buzz of client calls. One evening, inspired by this practice, she submitted a portfolio to a design contest. To her shock, she won a mentorship with a renowned artist, proof of the universe rearranging itself, as Lester described. Aisha embraced Step 13, kindness begets kindness. Lester's idea that positive actions attract positivity prompted Aisha to help a struggling colleague with a project. She offered tips without expecting reward, feeling the magnetic attraction Lester mentioned. Days later, that colleague referred her to a client needing branding work. What goes around comes around. Aisha smiled, seeing the law in action. Finally, Step 17, test the law of attraction for yourself, sealed her commitment. Lester encouraged creating a vacuum for desires. Aisha decluttered her desk, symbolically clearing space for her design career. She set a goal to land a contract within a month. With focused intention, she networked online, and by week 3, she signed her first major client. "It works," she whispered, awestruck. Chapter 2: Steps you can take to train your mind. Priya began with Step 19, calm your restless thoughts. Lester's comparison of the mind to a restless wanderer hit home. Priya's thoughts often darted between fear of failure and past rejections. She started meditating daily, focusing on a single image, a finished painting in a gallery. As Lester suggested, this practice sharpened her focus, and soon, ideas for new artwork flowed effortlessly, her mind a clearer canvas for manifestation. Next, Step 22. Your thoughts are things shifted Priya's perspective. Lester's idea that thoughts carry psychic energy, like objects retaining electromagnetic traces, intrigued her. Priya recalled a time she obsessively worried about a gallery rejection, only to face another. She began affirming, "My art inspires and sells," visualizing buyers admiring her work. Within weeks, a local cafe offered to display her paintings, a small victory that felt like the universe responding. Step 31. Accentuate the positive became Priya's mantra. Lester's warning about negative thoughts attracting more negativity prompted Priya to reframe her setbacks. Instead of dwelling on unsold pieces, she celebrated each brushstroke as progress. She started a gratitude journal, noting small wins, like mastering a new technique. This shift, as Lester promised, drew positive feedback from peers, boosting her confidence and attracting a commission. Priya embraced Step 33. Follow the 6 basic steps of manifesting. Lester's structured approach, clearing negativity, setting intentions, expecting results, visualizing, expressing gratitude, and repeating, gave Priya a roadmap. She set a goal to exhibit in a major gallery, visualizing herself at the opening, feeling the crowd's admiration. She practiced gratitude for her current skills, repeating the steps daily. Soon, a mentor invited her to submit to a prestigious show, a step toward her dream. Finally, Step 38. Find a potent symbol with personal meaning ignited Priya's imagination. Lester's suggestion to use symbols to focus intention led Priya to a small lotus pendant, a gift from her late mother, symbolizing resilience. She wore it while painting, a reminder of her goal. The lotus anchored her focus, and when a gallery accepted her work, Priya felt the pendant's weight, a tangible link to her manifesting power. Chapter 3 Steps You Can Take to Connect with Your Emotional Guidance System. Lena began with Step 39. Your feelings are your guidance system. Lester's idea that emotions signal alignment with desires struck her deeply. After her breakup, Lena felt lost, her sadness a sign of misalignment. She started noting her feelings daily, as Lester advised. When she visualized a fulfilling job, her heart lifted, a true north signal. This practice led her to apply for a teaching role she'd hesitated over, feeling a spark of hope that proved right when she got an interview. Next, Step 42. Feeling good aligns you with your desire became her focus. Lester emphasized that joy attracts positive outcomes. Lena recalled sulking over her ex, which only deepened her gloom. She began small, playing upbeat music and tending her plants, savoring the calm it brought. This shift, as Lester promised, opened doors. A colleague invited her to a networking event where she met a mentor who championed her career goals, a direct result of her brighter energy. Step 46. Find the feeling place of your desire captivated Lena. Lester's technique of embodying the emotion of a fulfilled desire inspired Lena to imagine teaching a vibrant class, feeling the pride and connection. She practiced this daily, closing her eyes to live the moment. Soon, she aced her teaching interview, her confidence radiating. I felt it first, she realized, echoing Lester's claim that emotions pave the way for reality. Lena embraced Step 50. Deliberately choose your emotions. Lester's call to consciously select feelings empowered her. Instead of lingering on her breakup's pain, Lena chose excitement for new beginnings. She wrote affirmations. I'm open to love and success. This choice, as Lester described, shifted her vibe, attracting a kind new friend who shared her passions, hinting at future romance. I'm steering my heart, Lena thought. Finally, Step 54. Appreciate your negative emotions offered a surprising twist. Lester suggested that negative feelings highlight what needs healing. Lena journaled about her fear of rejection, tracing it to past insecurities. By appreciating this insight, she forgave herself, releasing old wounds. This clarity, as Lester predicted, brought peace, and she noticed more opportunities, like a second interview, flowing effortlessly. Chapter 4 Steps You Can Take to Cultivate an Attitude of Abundance. Jamal began with Step 55. See the abundance all around you. Lester's call to notice the universe's generosity struck a chord. Jamal had always fixated on what he lacked: money, opportunities. Walking to the park, he followed Lester's advice, noting the lush trees, laughing children, and free community events. There's so much here, he realized. This shift in focus, as Lester promised, sparked optimism, and he stumbled upon a flyer for a free entrepreneurship workshop, a small sign of abundance. Next, step 59. Act as if you are abundant challenged him. Lester suggested behaving as if desires were already fulfilled. Jamal, hesitant but inspired, treated himself to a coffee, imagining he was financially secure. He carried himself with confidence, smiling at strangers. This act, as Lester described, magnetized positivity. A stranger at the cafe, noticing his warmth, shared a tip about a local grant for small businesses, which Jamal later applied for. Step 63. Give without expectation felt radical. Lester emphasized that giving freely attracts more. Jamal, strapped for cash, decided to donate his time, tutoring kids at a community center. He shared his coding skills, expecting nothing. Weeks later, a parent offered him a freelance coding gig, echoing Lester's claim that generosity creates a vacuum for abundance to fill. Giving opened doors, Jamal marveled. Jamal embraced step 67, refused to feel lack. Lester's warning against scarcity thinking hit home. Jamal caught himself fretting over bills, reinforcing lack. He replaced these thoughts with affirmations. Money flows to me easily. Visualizing a thriving bank account, he felt lighter. Soon, his grant application was approved, providing startup funds for his tech idea. My thoughts were blocking me, he admitted, seeing Lester's point. Finally, step 71. Celebrate others' success transformed his outlook. Lester noted that envying others repels abundance. Jamal used to resent a friend's promotion, but he chose to celebrate it, sending a heartfelt note. This act, as Lester predicted, aligned him with prosperity's vibration. His friend, touched, connected him with a mentor who guided his business plan. Their win lifted me, Jamal smiled. Chapter 5 Steps You Can Take to Start Visualizing. Tara began with step 72. Visualize what you want. Lester's advice to create detailed mental pictures resonated. Tara closed her eyes, imagining herself signing a contract with a major magazine. She saw the sleek office, felt the pen in her hand, and heard the editor's praise. Details make it real, she whispered, following Lester's counsel. This practice sparked motivation, and she pitched a feature story to a top publication, her vision fueling her courage. Next, step 76. Use all your senses and visualization deepened her practice. Lester stressed engaging every sense to amplify manifestation. Tara envisioned her first big paycheck, smelling the crisp paper, hearing the rustle of the envelope, and tasting celebratory coffee. This sensory immersion, as Lester promised, made her goal feel tangible. Soon, a magazine accepted her pitch, offering a rate higher than she'd dared hope, as if her senses had summoned it. Step 80. Visualize at optimal times intrigued Tara. Lester recommended visualizing during relaxed states, like before sleep. Each night, Tara lay in bed, picturing her byline in glossy print, her heart calm. This ritual, Lester noted, tapped the subconscious. Weeks later, a second magazine commissioned her, citing a pitch she'd nearly forgotten. My mind was working while I slept. Tara marveled, seeing the law of attraction at play. Tara embraced step 84, create a vision board. Lester's suggestion to make a physical representation of desires inspired Tara to gather images, magazine covers, a cozy home office, a best-selling book. She pinned them to a corkboard, glancing at it daily. The board, as Lester described, kept her focused, and soon, a literary agent contacted her after seeing her online portfolio. It's like the board called her, Tara laughed. Finally, step 88. Visualize the end result anchored her efforts. Lester urged focusing on the outcome, not the how. Tara pictured herself at a book launch, readers clutching her novel. She ignored doubts about how it would happen, trusting the universe's orchestration. A writing workshop she joined led to a publisher's interest, aligning with Lester's assurance that the law of attraction delivers when the vision is clear. Chapter 6 Steps You Can Take to Build Your Confidence. Ravi began with step 89, believe in your own worth. Lester's emphasis on self-value as a magnet for success hit home. Ravi often doubted his startup idea, fearing he wasn't enough. He followed Lester's advice, listing his strengths, creativity, persistence, tech savvy. I'm worthy of success, he affirmed daily. This shift, as Lester predicted, drew a chance meeting with an investor at a local event who saw potential in his pitch, boosting his belief. Next, step 93, act with confidence challenged him. Lester suggested embodying confidence, even when unsure. Ravi practiced this by presenting his business plan to a small group, standing tall, voice steady, as if he'd already succeeded. The group's enthusiasm, as Lester promised, mirrored his energy, and one attendee offered to connect him with a mentor. Fake it till you make it works, Ravi grinned, feeling the law of attraction amplify his poise. Step 97. Celebrate small wins resonated deeply. Lester urged acknowledging every step forward to build momentum. Ravi had dismissed minor achievements, like coding a website prototype. Now, he celebrated it with a favorite meal, noting how it aligned with his vision. This habit, as Lester described, attracted more wins. A beta tester's positive feedback arrived days later, fueling his drive. Every step counts, he realized. Ravi embraced step 101. Surround yourself with positive people. Lester's point that supportive circles enhance confidence prompted Ravi to join a startup meetup. He ditched naysayers who belittled his dreams, seeking those who uplifted him. At the meetup, he met a coder who joined his team, their optimism infectious. My vibe attracted my tribe, Ravi noted, echoing Lester's claim that energy draws like energy. Finally, step 105. Visualize yourself as confidence sealed his transformation. Lester advised picturing oneself exuding assurance. Each morning, Ravi imagined leading a successful pitch, feeling unshakable. This visualization, as Lester assured, rewired his mindset. When he pitched to a larger investor group, his calm delivery won their interest, securing initial funding. I saw it in my mind first, he marveled. Chapter 7 Steps You Can Take to Create a Vacuum. Sophia began with step 106, clear physical clutter. Lester's idea that clutter blocks energy flow resonated deeply. Sophia's home was stuffed with old clothes and forgotten trinkets, mirroring her stagnant life. She spent a weekend sorting, donating bags of items, keeping only what sparked joy. As Lester promised, the cleared space felt alive, and Sophia noticed an unexpected freelance design offer arrive in her inbox, as if the universe filled the vacuum. Next, step 110. Release emotional baggage hit close to home. Lester urged letting go of grudges to free energy for manifestation. Sophia harbored resentment toward a former friend who'd betrayed her trust. She wrote a letter of forgiveness, not to send, but to release, as Lester suggested. The act lifted a weight, and soon, a new friend invited her to a creative workshop, aligning with Lester's claim that emotional clarity attracts positivity. Step 114. Simplify your schedule prompted action. Lester warned that overcommitment stifles potential. Sophia's calendar was packed with obligations, leaving no room for her passion for painting. She declined low-priority meetings, carving out studio time. This space, as Lester described, invited opportunity. A local gallery contacted her about showcasing her art, a direct result of her streamlined focus. Time is a vacuum too, Sophia realized. Sophia embraced step 118, let go of old beliefs. Lester's point that outdated beliefs hinder growth made Sophia reflect on her conviction that success required struggle. She replaced it with, opportunities come easily. Visualizing effortless wins, she pitched a bold project to a client, who accepted it enthusiastically. Lester's assurance that new beliefs create space for miracles proved true. My mind was the clutter, Sophia admitted. Finally, step 122. Create a symbolic vacuum-inspired creativity. Lester suggested a ritual to signal readiness for change. Sophia planted a seed in her garden, symbolizing new beginnings, and visualized her dreams taking root. As she tended it, her confidence grew, and a mentorship offer arrived, nurturing her career. The seed was my signal to the universe, she smiled, echoing Lester's wisdom. Chapter 8 Steps You Can Take to Practice Gratitude. Anika began with step 123, keep a gratitude journal. Lester's advice to record daily blessings struck a chord. Anika had focused on her job loss, overlooking life's gifts. Each night, she wrote 3 things she was thankful for: her health, a supportive sister, a sunny morning. As Lester promised, this practice shifted her perspective, and she soon received a call for a promising job interview. as if gratitude had opened a door. Next, step 127. Express gratitude for what you have deepened her practice. Lester urged vocalizing thanks to amplify energy. Anika stood in her apartment, saying aloud, "I'm grateful for this safe space." The act felt powerful, and she extended it, thanking colleagues for small kindnesses. This habit, as Lester described, drew warmth. A coworker offered to proofread her resume, boosting her confidence for the interview. Step 131. Be thankful for future blessings, intrigued Anika. Lester suggested thanking the universe for desires as if they'd already arrived. Anika visualized a fulfilling career, saying, "Thank you for my dream job." The emotion, as Lester noted, aligned her with possibility. Days later, her interview led to a second round, with the hiring manager praising her passion. Gratitude pulled it closer, Anika thought. Anika embraced step 135, find gratitude in challenges. Lester's idea that difficulties hold lessons was tough, but transformative. Anika reflected on her job loss, realizing it pushed her to pursue her passion for education reform. She wrote, "I'm thankful for the nudge to follow my heart." This shift, as Lester predicted, brought clarity, and a nonprofit contacted her about a role aligned with her values. Challenges are gifts, she mused. Finally, step 139. Share your gratitude with others sealed her journey. Lester encouraged spreading thankfulness to inspire. Anika hosted a small dinner, asking friends to share what they were grateful for. The evening buzzed with positivity, and a guest mentioned a grant opportunity for education projects, which Anika applied for. Gratitude ripples, she smiled, echoing Lester's wisdom. Chapter 9 Steps You Can Take to Focus Your Intention. Lila began with step 140. Get clear on what you want. Lester's insistence on precise intentions hit home. Lila had vaguely wanted a better life, but now she defined her dream. A cozy bakery with warm lights and fresh bread. She wrote it down, detailing the scent of pastries and customers' smiles. As Lester promised, this clarity energized her, and she enrolled in a baking course, a step that felt like the universe nodding back. Next, step 144. Write your intention as if it's happening deepened her resolve. Lester suggested phrasing desires in the present tense. Lila wrote, "I'm running my thriving bakery, filled with happy customers." Reading it daily, as Lester advised, made the goal feel real. Soon, a classmate offered to share her kitchen for practice, a small win that echoed Lester's claim that focused intention attracts resources. Step 148. Eliminate distractions was a wake-up call. Lester warned that scattered focus dilutes manifestation. Lila noticed she wasted hours on social media, daydreaming instead of acting. She set phone timers to limit scrolling, dedicating evenings to recipe testing. This discipline, as Lester described, brought results. A local market invited her to sell her breads, her first taste of her dream. Focus is power, Lila realized. Lila embraced step 152. Use affirmations to stay focused. Lester's technique of repeating positive statements kept Lila grounded. She affirmed, "I attract the perfect opportunities for my bakery." Saying it while kneading dough, she felt aligned. A regular customer at the market, impressed by her passion, connected her with a small business advisor, proving Lester's point that affirmations sharpen the law of attraction's pull. Finally, step 156. Act on inspired ideas sealed her path. Lester urged acting on intuitive nudges, as they're the universe's guidance. One evening, Lila felt a sudden urge to visit a nearby cafe. There, she overheard the owner planning to sell, a perfect bakery location. Trusting the nudge, she introduced herself, sparking a conversation about leasing. The universe whispered, and I listened. She smiled, echoing Lester's wisdom. Chapter 10 Steps You Can Take to Stay Positive. Noah began with step 157. Choose positive thoughts. Lester's advice to consciously select uplifting thoughts hit home. Noah often dwelled on gigs that flopped, fearing he'd never make it. He started affirming, "My music inspires and connects." Each morning, he visualized packed venues, replacing doubt with hope. As Lester promised, this shift drew a small booking at a local cafe, a spark of progress. "My mind's the stage," he thought. Next, step 161. Surround yourself with positive influences prompted action. Lester warned that negativity from others can derail manifestation. Noah distanced himself from cynical bandmates, joining a songwriting group that radiated enthusiasm. Their encouragement, as Lester described, amplified his drive, and a group member shared his demo with a promoter, leading to a festival slot. Positivity breeds opportunity, Noah grinned. Step 165. Use humor to stay upbeat brought lightness. Lester suggested laughter as a tool to shift energy. After a rough rehearsal, Noah watched a comedy special, chuckling away his frustration. This habit, as Lester noted, kept his vibe high, and he wrote a catchy song the next day, which his band loved. A fan at the cafe gig praised its energy, proving Lester's point that joy attracts joy. Noah embraced Step 169. Reframe negative situations. Lester's technique of finding silver linings transformed Noah's view of a canceled show. Instead of sulking, he saw it as a chance to refine his set. He practiced relentlessly, and when the promoter rescheduled, his polished performance wowed the crowd, earning a repeat invite. Every setback's a setup, Noah realized, echoing Lester's wisdom. Finally, Step 173. Practice daily positivity rituals anchored his journey. Lester recommended routines to sustain optimism. Noah began each day with a gratitude list, his guitar, supportive fans, creative spark. This ritual, as Lester assured, aligned him with abundance, and a music blog featured his work, boosting his visibility. Positivity's my rhythm, he smiled. Chapter 11 Steps You Can Take to Trust the Process. Maya began with Step 174. Believe the universe is working for you. Lester's assurance that the universe orchestrates outcomes resonated. Maya often fretted over slow client growth, doubting her path. She started affirming, "The universe is aligning my success." Visualizing a thriving studio, she felt calmer. As Lester predicted, a local wellness fair invited her to teach a free class, a small step that felt divinely timed. Next, Step 178. Let go of the how challenged her. Lester urged focusing on the desire, not the path. Maya obsessed over marketing strategies, but Lester's advice to release control prompted her to simply visualize packed classes. She stopped micromanaging and trusted. Soon, a student shared her class on social media, drawing new clients. The universe found a way, Maya marveled, echoing Lester's wisdom. Step 182. Be patient with divine timing tested her resolve. Lester explained that manifestations unfold at the right moment. Maya wanted instant success, but a quiet class left her discouraged. She recalled Lester's call to trust timing and kept teaching with passion. Weeks later, a corporate client booked her for weekly sessions, citing a recommendation from a past student. It came when it was ready, she smiled. Maya embraced Step 186. Act on signs from the universe. Lester's point that intuitive nudges guide the path rang true. One evening, Maya felt urged to visit a new cafe. There, she met a wellness blogger who offered to feature her studio. Acting on the nudge, as Lester advised, led to a surge in bookings. The universe winks, and I follow, Maya thought, feeling aligned with the law of attraction. Finally, Step 190. Express gratitude for the unseen sealed her journey. Lester suggested thanking the universe for blessings in progress. Maya began saying, "Thank you for the clients coming my way." This faith, as Lester promised, amplified her energy, and a community center offered her a permanent teaching slot. Gratitude for the invisible works, she noted. Chapter 12 Steps You Can Take to Act As If. Zara began with Step 191. Act as if your desire is already here. Lester's advice to live as though her goal was reality resonated. Zara imagined herself as a travel writer, carrying a notebook everywhere, jotting down observations as if on assignment. This shift, as Lester promised, boosted her confidence, and she submitted a travel essay to a blog, which accepted it, a small but thrilling step. I'm living it now, she thought. Next, Step 195. Dress the part inspired creativity. Lester suggested aligning appearance with aspirations. Zara swapped her drab work attire for vibrant scarves and a leather journal, evoking a writer's flair. At a coffee shop, her confident look caught a photographer's eye, who offered to collaborate on a travel project. My vibe drew him in, Zara realized, echoing Lester's claim that acting as if attracts opportunity. Step 199. Speak as if it's happening transformed her language. Lester urged using present tense affirmations. Zara began saying, I'm a travel writer, exploring new places. Friends noticed her conviction, and one connected her with a travel magazine editor seeking freelancers. As Lester described, her words shaped reality, landing her a pitch opportunity. My voice is manifesting it, she marveled. Zara embraced step 203, take inspired action as if. Lester's point that small actions align with the desired reality prompted Zara to attend a travel writing workshop, acting as if she were a seasoned pro. She networked boldly, and a fellow writer shared her work with a publisher, leading to a guest column offer. Action seals the deal, Zara noted, aligning with Lester's wisdom. Finally, step 207, feel the emotions of your success anchored her journey. Lester emphasized embodying the joy of achievement. Zara closed her eyes nightly, feeling the thrill of seeing her byline in print, her heart racing with pride. This emotional alignment, as Lester assured, magnetized results. A magazine commissioned her first feature article. I felt it first, she smiled. Chapter 13 Steps You Can Take to Expect Good Things. Kai began with step 208, expect positive outcomes. Lester's advice to assume the best resonated deeply. Kai had grown cynical, expecting rejections from galleries. He started affirming, my photos are celebrated and sought after. Visualizing successful exhibits, he felt a shift. As Lester promised, this optimism drew a small gallery's interest in his portfolio, a spark of hope. Expectation sets the stage, Kai thought. Next, step 212. Act as if good things are coming pushed him further. Lester suggested behaving with confidence in future success. Kai began preparing for a big break, organizing his best prints and updating his website, as if a major show was imminent. This proactive stance, as Lester described, aligned him with opportunity. A local art fair invited him to showcase his work. I was ready for it, he grinned. Step 216. Replace doubt with expectation was transformative. Lester warned that doubt blocks manifestation. Kai caught himself worrying about competition, but he reframed it, expecting his unique style to shine. He submitted to a national photography contest, trusting his vision. Weeks later, he won an honorable mention, validating Lester's claim that expectation overrides fear. Doubt was my only hurdle, Kai realized. Kai embraced step 220, look for evidence of good things. Lester's point that the universe sends signs encouraged Kai to notice small wins. He celebrated a client's praise and a new camera lens gifted by a friend, seeing them as proof of coming success. This mindset, as Lester noted, amplified his momentum, and a magazine reached out for a feature shoot. The signs were there, he mused. Finally, step 224, express gratitude for what's coming sealed his journey. Lester urged, thanking the universe for future blessings. Kai wrote, I'm grateful for the opportunities flowing to me. This practice, as Lester assured, magnetized results. A prestigious gallery offered him a solo exhibit. Gratitude invited it. Kai smiled, feeling the law of attraction at work. Chapter 14 Steps You Can Take to Attract Money. Amara began with step 225, feel abundant now. Lester's advice to embody wealth regardless of circumstances resonated. Amara had fixated on her empty bank account, but she began acting as if money flowed freely, treating herself to a small coffee with gratitude. This shift, as Lester promised, sparked optimism, and a client unexpectedly paid an overdue invoice. Feeling rich attracts riches, she thought. Next, step 229, visualize money coming to you, ignited her imagination. Lester urged picturing wealth with vivid detail. Amara closed her eyes, imagining crisp bills in her wallet and a thriving design business. She saw client emails piling up, felt the joy of financial ease. As Lester predicted, this practice aligned her energy, and a new client booked her for a logo project. My mind's a money magnet, she smiled. Step 233, be open to multiple sources expanded her perspective. Lester emphasized that money arrives in unexpected ways. Amara had relied solely on freelancing, but she began affirming, wealth flows from all directions. Trusting this, she sold old art supplies online, earning extra cash. A friend also recommended her for a part-time teaching gig, proving Lester's point that openness invites abundance. Amara embraced step 237, give money to feel wealthy. Lester's counterintuitive suggestion to give generously, even when tight, intrigued her. Amara donated a small sum to a local art program, feeling expansive. Days later, a corporate client offered a high-paying contract, as if the universe rewarded her generosity. Giving creates a flow, she realized, echoing Lester's wisdom. Finally, step 241. Affirm money is good transformed her mindset. Lester noted that negative beliefs about wealth block its flow. Amara had unconsciously viewed money as stressful. She began affirming, "Money supports my dreams." This shift, as Lester assured, attracted a lucrative partnership with a design agency. "I welcomed it with open arms," she mused. Chapter 15 Steps You Can Take to Attract Love. Elise began with Step 242, Love Yourself First. Lester's insistence that self-love attracts true love resonated. Elise had often sought validation from others, neglecting her own worth. She started a daily ritual, writing affirmations like, "I am worthy of deep love." As Lester promised, this boosted her confidence, and she noticed strangers smiling at her warmth during a morning walk, a subtle shift in energy. Next, Step 246, Visualize Your Ideal Relationship, sparked her imagination. Lester urged, picturing a partner with vivid emotion. Elise closed her eyes, imagining walks with a kind, creative soul, feeling laughter and trust. She sensed the warmth of their hand, as Lester advised. This practice aligned her heart, and at a bookstore, a charming stranger struck up a conversation about poetry, their connection instant. "My vision's taking shape," she thought. Step 250. Be the love you seek, transformed her approach. Lester suggested embodying the qualities desired in a partner. Elise wanted kindness and authenticity, so she volunteered at a community garden, sharing smiles and stories. This shift, as Lester described, drew a fellow volunteer who mirrored her warmth, inviting her for coffee. "I became the magnet," Elise realized, feeling the law of attraction at work. Elise embraced Step 254, Release Past Hurts. Lester warned that old wounds block new love. Elise journaled about a painful breakup, forgiving her ex and herself. This release, as Lester predicted, lightened her spirit, and she joined a local art class, where she met someone whose gentle humor felt like a fresh start. "Letting go opened my heart," she mused. Finally, Step 258, Trust Love Will Come, anchored her faith. Lester urged believing in love's arrival without forcing it. Elise affirmed, "My perfect partner is on their way." This trust, as Lester assured, radiated calm, and the bookstore stranger asked her to a poetry reading, their shared passion blooming. "I trusted, and it's unfolding," she smiled. Chapter 16 Steps You Can Take to Create Your Own Destiny. Chapter 16 is a bold call to take charge of your life's trajectory by aligning your thoughts with your deepest aspirations. Lester explains that the law of attraction makes you the architect of your destiny. Dwelling on fears or doubts shapes a limited future, while visualizing a purposeful life draws it closer. She emphasizes clarity in defining your ultimate goals, using vivid visualization to feel them as real, and expressing gratitude for your journey. Practical steps include writing a destiny statement, taking inspired actions, and trusting the universe to align opportunities. Lester stresses that destiny isn't fate. It's a creation born from persistent, positive focus. Let's see this in action with an example. Meet Covey, a barista who dreams of becoming a travel writer but feels stuck in routine. Inspired by Chapter 16, Covey writes a destiny statement. "I inspire others through my travel stories." He visualizes himself exploring vibrant markets, typing stories for magazines, and feels the thrill of publication. Covey expresses gratitude for his current job and creative spark. Following Lester's advice, he starts a travel blog to take action. A reader, impressed by his vivid posts, connects him with an editor, leading to his first paid article. Covey's clear vision, as Lester teaches, has set him on the path to his destined career. Another key idea is overcoming self-imposed limits to shape your future. Lester suggests replacing doubts with empowering beliefs. Consider Lila, a single mother who wants to start a bakery but fears she's too old to begin anew. Chapter 16 inspires Lila to visualize her bakery bustling with customers, smelling of fresh bread. She affirms, "I create my future," and expresses gratitude for her baking skills. Acting on Lester's call, Lila takes a business course. A classmate introduces her to a local cafe owner who partners with her to sell her pastries, launching her dream. By shedding doubt, Lila proves Lester's point that destiny is crafted through belief. Lester also highlights persistent action to solidify your path. Take Ezra, a student aiming to become a human rights lawyer but overwhelmed by competition. Chapter 16 encourages Ezra to visualize arguing cases in court, feeling the impact of justice. He expresses gratitude for his education and affirms, "My destiny is to serve." Ezra acts by volunteering at a legal aid clinic, as Lester advises. His dedication impresses a mentor who recommends him for a prestigious internship. Ezra's consistent focus, as Lester explains, aligns him with his destined role. As we close, Chapter 16 is a powerful guide to creating your destiny with the law of attraction. Through Covey's writing journey, Lila's bakery dream, and Ezra's legal path, Lester shows that clarity, belief, and action shape your future. By envisioning your destiny, you become its architect. Chapter 17 Steps you can take to live in joy. Chapter 17 centers on making joy a cornerstone of your life by aligning your thoughts with happiness. Lester explains that focusing on stress or dissatisfaction attracts more of the same, while visualizing joyful moments draws lightness and contentment. She emphasizes the power of choosing joy daily through vivid visualization, positive affirmations, and gratitude for life's blessings. Practical steps include savoring small pleasures, surrounding yourself with uplifting people, and acting in ways that spark happiness. Lester stresses that joy is magnetic. By radiating it, you attract experiences that amplify your delight, aligning with the universe's abundant energy. Let's see this in action with an example. Meet Nora, a graphic designer overwhelmed by deadlines and feeling drained. Inspired by Chapter 17, Nora decides to focus on joy. She visualizes herself creating art with ease, laughing with colleagues, and feeling lighthearted. She affirms, "Joy flows through me effortlessly," and expresses gratitude for her creativity and supportive friends. Following Lester's advice, Nora takes action by scheduling coffee dates with inspiring peers and adding fun music to her workday. At a team meeting, her uplifted energy catches a client's eye, leading to a dream project. Nora's joyful focus, as Lester teaches, has attracted a happier reality. Another key idea is savoring small moments to build a joyful life. Lester suggests noticing everyday pleasures to shift your mindset. Consider Jamal, a delivery driver who feels life is monotonous. Chapter 17 inspires him to visualize enjoying his routes, picturing sunny drives and kind customers. He expresses gratitude for his job's stability and affirms, "I find joy in every day." Jamal acts on Lester's call by appreciating small wins, like a friendly chat with a client. One customer, touched by his warmth, recommends him for a better-paying role with more variety. By embracing small joys, Jamal proves Lester's point that happiness attracts opportunity. Lester also highlights surrounding yourself with positive influences to sustain joy. Take May, a student struggling with academic pressure and negativity. Chapter 17 encourages her to visualize studying with enthusiasm, feeling proud of her progress. May expresses gratitude for her opportunities and affirms, "I am surrounded by joy." She joins a study group with upbeat peers, as Lester advises. Their encouragement boosts her confidence, and she aces her exams, feeling truly happy. May's choice of joyful company, as Lester explains, aligns her with a brighter experience. As we close, Chapter 17 is a vibrant guide to living in joy through the law of attraction. Through Nora's creative spark, Jamal's daily delights, and May's uplifting circle, Lester shows that visualization, gratitude, and action can fill your life with happiness. By choosing joy, you magnetize a world of fulfillment. Chapter 18 Steps you can take to share your knowledge. Sarah began with Step 316, create a better life by giving of yourself. She shared the story of her friend Mark, who had been stuck in a cycle of job losses and self-doubt. "He felt cursed," Sarah said, "but I taught him to shift his focus to gratitude and intention, just as Lester suggests." She explained how she guided Mark to visualize a stable career, using the law of attraction's principle that thoughts shape reality. Within weeks, Mark landed a job he loved. Teaching him wasn't just about him, Sarah added. It deepened my own understanding of the law. Next, she touched on step 317, teach others to fish. Sarah recounted her experience mentoring a young woman named Lila, who relied on others for financial support. Instead of offering temporary help, Sarah showed Lila how to set clear intentions for financial independence, inspired by Lao Tzu's wisdom in the book. Lila began affirming her worth and soon started a small online business. It's about empowering others to manifest their own abundance, Sarah said, her voice steady with conviction. The room grew quieter as Sarah moved to step 318. Remember that there's enough for everyone. She addressed a common fear. If we all attract wealth, won't it run out? Drawing from Lester's explanation, Sarah described the universe as an infinite storehouse. She shared how her book club, inspired by this step, collectively visualized prosperity for their town. Within months, new businesses opened and community projects flourished. Abundance isn't a pie with limited slices, she said. It's boundless. Sarah's passion peaked with step 323, set a shining example. She spoke of her own journey, leaving a draining corporate job to start a wellness coaching business. I didn't wait for permission, she said. I lived with zeal, like Lester describes, and opportunities poured in. Her authenticity inspired a retiree in the audience, who later shared his dream of starting a community garden. Sarah encouraged him to take the first step, promising to guide him using the law of attraction. Finally, she closed with step 332, include gratitude in your teaching. Sarah invited everyone to write down one thing they were grateful for, explaining how gratitude amplifies the law of attraction. As pens scratched paper, she shared how her daily gratitude practice transformed her perspective, attracting supportive friends and unexpected opportunities. Gratitude is the magnet, she said, echoing Lester's words. As the session ended, Sarah felt a surge of fulfillment. Chapter 18 had given her a roadmap to share the law of attraction, not just as a concept, but as a living practice. Her neighbors left with notebooks full of ideas, ready to teach others, creating a ripple effect of empowerment. In that moment, Sarah knew she was part of something bigger, a collective vision for a brighter, more abundant world. Chapter 19. Steps you can take to transform your life. She started with step 333. Ask yourself, what's next? Maya had recently achieved her dream of owning a cozy bookstore, a manifestation of years of focused intention. Yet, a restless tug at her heart, as Lester described, urged her to give back. She recalled the book's call to altruism and decided to host free literacy workshops for local kids. It's not just about what I've gained, Maya thought, but how I can share it. That morning, she sketched a plan, feeling the law of attraction align her with a new purpose. Next, Maya embraced step 334. Think about who else you can help. She thought of her neighbor, Carlos, trapped in a toxic job. Lester's advice to bless others with positive intentions resonated deeply. Over coffee, Maya shared how she used visualization to escape a similar situation. She guided Carlos to imagine a fulfilling career, silently blessing him with success. Weeks later, Carlos landed a job he loved, thanking Maya for showing him how to shift his energy. Helping him transform me too, she realized. Step 336. Keep a light heart became Maya's mantra. Lester's emphasis on humor as a magnet for positive energy inspired her to laugh off minor setbacks, like a delayed book shipment. Instead of fretting, she played upbeat music in the store, joking with customers. This lightness, as the book promised, drew in new regulars, their energy lifting the shop's vibe. Humor diffuses tension, Maya mused, and invites the universe to surprise you. The collective vision of step 338, create a collective vision for global change, sparked Maya's boldest move. She joined a local environmental group, inspired by Lester's call to unite for global good. Together, they visualized a cleaner city, using affirmations to manifest community cleanups and tree planting drives. Maya's group attracted volunteers, and their efforts gained media attention. We're co-creating with the universe, she told her team, echoing Lester's words about shared intention. Finally, step 347. Develop the latent powers within you pushed Maya to explore her spiritual potential. Lester's reference to the law of pure potentiality inspired her to meditate daily, visualizing her Kundalini energy awakening. She began noticing sharper intuition, guiding her to make bold decisions, like expanding her bookstore into a community hub. "The power's inside me," Maya whispered, feeling the infinite possibilities Lester described. As the sun climbed higher, Maya closed the book, her heart alight with purpose. Chapter 19 had given her a blueprint to transform not just her life, but the world around her. She stepped into the day, ready to manifest dreams she hadn't yet dared to dream, knowing the law of attraction was her limitless ally. Chapter 20. Steps you can take to get started right now. Elena started with step 349, set your intentions. Lester's insistence on specificity struck a chord. Elena didn't just want a better home. She envisioned a sunny, two-bedroom cottage with a small garden. She scribbled details: white walls, wooden floors, a bay window. "The universe needs a clear order," she murmured, recalling Lester's advice. That night, she taped her description to her mirror, feeling the law of attraction align with her clarity. Next, step 351. Write down your declaration of intention, pushed Elena further. She wrote, "I'm thrilled the law of attraction is bringing my dream cottage into my life. I see it, feel its warmth, and am grateful it's mine." Lester's example of a detailed declaration inspired Elena to infuse her words with emotion. Each morning, she read it aloud, her heart swelling with anticipation, as if the cottage already existed in the realm of pure potentiality. Step 356. Work to clear blockages hit close to home. Elena realized her fear of failure was stalling her. Lester's suggestion to journal about receiving the desired outcome prompted Elena to write about moving day, unpacking books, planting tulips. She listed her strengths: resilience, creativity, determination. "I'm worthy," she affirmed, silencing the inner critic that whispered she'd never afford it. This shift, as Lester promised, unblocked her energy, making her dream feel possible. Elena embraced step 362. Clear the clutter from your life with zeal. Her apartment was a maze of old clothes and unused gadgets, stifling energy flow, as Lester described. She donated bags of items, keeping only what sparked joy. She created a memory corner for family photos, following Lester's feng shui tip. The cleared space felt like a vacuum, ready to welcome her cottage. "Energy needs room to move," Elena noted, sensing the universe responding. Finally, step 365. Trust yourself became her anchor. Lester's emphasis on intuition resonated as Elena navigated job listings. Her gut urged her to apply for a remote marketing role, despite feeling underqualified. Trusting her emotional guidance system, she landed the job, doubling her income. "My intuition knew," she smiled, echoing Lester's call to rely on inner signals. As Elena closed the book, her kitchen felt less like a cage and more like a launch pad. Chapter 20 had given her actionable steps to kickstart her transformation. With a clear intention, a decluttered space, and trust in herself, Elena knew the cottage, and a vibrant new life, was on its way, drawn by the unstoppable force of the law of attraction. Conclusion. As we close this summary of 365 ways to live the law of attraction, let's reflect on its core message. You are the architect of your reality. Meera Lester's book is a treasure trove of wisdom, blending ancient spiritual insights with practical, daily steps to manifest your desires. Whether you seek material abundance, vibrant health, loving relationships, or spiritual awakening, the law of attraction offers a path to transform your life. It's not about wishful thinking, but about deliberate, focused intention, fueled by positive emotion and gratitude. Lester's 365 steps are a daily invitation to shift your mindset, clear blockages, and align with the universe's infinite possibilities. While critics may question its scientific validity, the book's strength lies in its ability to inspire hope, courage, and action. By training your mind, activating your power, and sharing your knowledge, you can create a life of joy and purpose, and perhaps even change the world. So, listener, what will you manifest today? Take the first step, set your intention, and trust that the universe is already working to bring your dreams to life. Thank you for joining me on this journey through 365 ways to live the law of attraction. May your thoughts be your greatest ally in creating the life you desire.